Hello, friends and fellow writers and readers. Thank you for joining me today. I am really excited about kind of going over a couple of things that I sometimes think, what do I struggle with, or what have I sort of faced in the last 10 years of writing that has really kind of made me think twice or just kind of look for answers. So the topic for today, what I'd like to go over that I think hopefully can help at least somebody out there, is kind of the opposite of last video. This one is writer's block. Is it a thing? I don't know. But are there times when we kind of struggle maybe with getting the creative juices going, things like that? I did a video last, which I'll link below, which was about when you have too many ideas, which can seem like a good problem, but can also hold us back. And this video, I'm really focused on what if you just can't seem to get it going? So there's going to be two pieces to this one. I want to first start, just to keep them nice and short. The first one I'm going to do is dealing with writing prompt books and sort of my thoughts on those, in case you decide that you'd like to look into that as a way to kind of get some of the juices flowing. And the other one is some really fun stuff I'll go into next time, dealing with kind of alternative, kind of creative jump starters. So we're going to start with the books. And these are just things that I've kind of used over the last, however long. I'll buy one and fill it up and get ideas from it. And they're writing prompts. And I will say there's a lot of different ideas on this. I don't think that you should spend a lot of time dealing with writing prompts if you've got a good flow going. If you are writing and ideas are there and you're moving forward and you're being productive, you don't necessarily need this, right? But if you're at a place where you're like, I'm struggling a little bit, I need something to sort of jog something out of me or prompt it, that's what this is. So the four that I just grabbed off my shelf that I wanted to just kind of touch on that I've seen over different points are all a little bit different. So the first one I'm gonna mention, probably have seen this one. You can pretty much buy this anywhere online or Target or anywhere. This is the story of my life. And I think that a lot of the times we hear that it's great to pull from our own experiences, our own stories, things that we ourselves have dealt with. And also maybe you might want to write something autobiographical or something along those lines. So the story of my life is great because it has these little prompts and they're all about you. So it's almost in some ways kind of like journaling, where you're going to see a prompt, you're just going to answer it or finish the sentence or whatever the case is, and it's going to pull something out of you. So with this one, I'm going to give a couple of examples. So this one, when I was a kid, my favorite TV show was, and maybe you just start getting things out there. And then as you're getting all of these words on the paper, right, you might prompt yourself into remembering a story of something, or it might remind you of a show you used to watch, and that's going to stem to another idea. You never know. So when I'm using something like this, I will use it just to kind of get myself writing again, if it's been a minute, and just to kind of help me kind of get the juices going. So here's another example. The scariest thing that ever happened to me was, go into as much detail as you can. So something like that really just kind of pulls you in different directions. And in some ways, I think it challenges you as a writer. But like I said, whether this is something that maybe pulls you in a certain direction or gives you story ideas, awesome. Or if you're really trying to pull some of your own personal stories together for something autobiographical, I think that's great too. This next one I'm going to kind of show, on this side doesn't say anything. What this one is 300 writing prompts. And these varied quite a bit. So some of them are pretty random. For example, you have 2 hours to do something relaxing and a budget of $100. What would you do? For example, another one is, what takes too long? So many things. This video might take too long for some of you. But what takes too long, right? So just little ideas like that. Write about something you frequently forget. So just a lot of different ideas that could start your writing and get you thinking about things, which I think is great. So both of these, Story of My Life and 300 writing prompts, are awesome for that. But the other two I just got more recently that I wanted to just share. And these are great. One of them I got from the Scribble box that I showed you guys, that same company. I bought this from them. And this one is Complete the Story, 200 stories for you to finish using your own creativity. And I thought this was a really cool one because it was a little bit different. The way that these work is they start almost like you're in the story already. So the beginning of the story happens and then you jump in and continue it from there. So, and they're all very different. So just to give an example, here's one. It was snack time at the adult daycare. You would think the elderly would be more docile, easier to manage than toddlers. You would be wrong. The trouble started, as it always did, with Mr. Stanley. What did Mr. Stanley do? I don't know. Let's write something there, right? So it's kind of fun. I think that it just gives a lot of random ones. You know, there's this one over here is about a unicorn. You know, so there's lots of really cool things that'll just kind of get the juices flowing. And I like that because the beginning of the story is there, the first couple of lines, and then you take it from there. And I think that that's a really great sort of starter. And the last one I actually bought today that I wanted to show because this was interesting also. I kind of like the format of this one. This is Write the Story. And I really like the way that this was set up. So what they did that was a little bit different is that the beginning of each page says, write the story, and then it has sort of a title or a topic or whatever it is. And then the challenge on this, and I think it's up to you whether you do this or not, the challenge is you can include the following words in your story. And I've seen this in writing competitions sometimes where they'll say, include this word, you must include these two words, things like that, which is kind of puts a little challenge to it. So for example, write the story, a police investigation. Include the following words in your story: feline, arrest, avoid, decay, feet, squeal, bark, reduce, blackberry. So it's kind of fun to just see what could you do creatively to pull some of that stuff out, or you could forget about that altogether and just write a story about a police investigation. So a lot of these are really great. You know, write the story having the boss over for dinner, and then there's a little challenge in there. Write the story about picking up a hitchhiker. So, you know, whether it's something that's asking you questions, which really is more of what you get with the 300 writing prompts, or asking you questions about yourself, which you get from the story of my life. That's one way, which is awesome. And then the other way, which I thought was really kind of fun, is they start the story, you keep it going, or they give you that topic and maybe some words to put in there. So I thought that was kind of fun. I just wanted to share that. I think that, you know, sometimes I've watched a lot of videos and read from a lot of people that say, oh, writing prompts are just going to distract you or this or that. And maybe, but if you do ever get stuck or you need some ideas or you want to just go in a different direction, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. But that is just my opinion. So that is my thoughts on writing prompt books and some of those. I'll put those into the information at the, this is how new I am to YouTube. I'm trying to think of what it's called. I'll put it below. Is that what we say? I'll put that information below so you can find those if you wanted to look them up because they are awesome. I am not sponsored by anyone. I am not affiliated in any way. So I'm just letting you know this stuff because I think it's pretty great. So on the next video, I might go ahead and give a little bit of kind of outside the box, different types of writing prompt ideas and different ways to sort of get the juices flowing. So I hope you all have an amazing day and thank you so much. I would really love it if you felt like you wanted to subscribe, like this video if it was helpful whatsoever, because I am just getting started in YouTube land and it would be awesome for any of the support. So hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.